Hello and welcome to the English-speaking studio. I'm Jack, your co-host.
And I'm Lucy.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. This time, we're going to tackle American idioms.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, these are those sayings that, don't always mean what they literally say.
Right.
But they add a lot of color and personality to our language.
Yeah.
I think a lot of you are probably familiar with at least some of these.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to go deeper today.
Okay.
And really understand where they came from, how to use them.
Right.
And maybe even have some fun along the way.
Okay.
So I'm excited to dive into this. They really are like little puzzles, aren't they?
Yeah, they kind of are.
Yeah.
They force you to think beyond the actual words.
Yeah, you can't just translate it word for word.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, what does that even mean?
Right, and then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a cool way to say that.
Uh-huh.
And the cool thing, too, is once you do kind of unlock that meaning,
Yeah.
it's almost like you've gained like a secret code to understanding American culture.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, idioms really reflect the history and the values and even the humor of the culture. So
Yeah.
that's a really good point.
So how do we even approach learning these things?
Right.
Is it just like memorizing a long list?
I mean, memorization can help, but
Okay.
it's not really the best way, I don't think, to learn. Think about it this way. Have you ever tried to, memorize a bunch of facts for a test?
Oh, yeah.
And then you just totally forget them, a week later?
Absolutely.
It's like water in your hand.
Yeah, it just goes in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, you're just cramming it in there,
So-
and it's not really sticking.
Yeah, so instead of just memorizing the definition,
Right.
we need to see it in context.
Yeah.
If you learn a new word in a foreign language,
Yeah.
it's easier to remember if you see it used in a sentence, right?
Exactly. So contextual learning is
Yeah.
key here. So instead of just saying buckle in means to get ready for something,
Right.
you can tell a story about a student who's
Mhm.
getting ready to take a really tough exam.
Okay.
And the professor's like, all right, everybody buckle in.
Okay.
It's going to be a challenging semester.
I like that. And wouldn't it also be helpful to group idioms together?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, by themes,
Yeah, okay, so
like emotions or animals.
okay, so for example, if we're talking about feeling sick,
Okay.
we could group together under the weather or feeling blue.
Yeah.
Those both kind of mean
You don't feel well.
yeah, you're not feeling great.
Mm.
Or if we're talking about idioms with animals in them,
Okay.
you could have barking up the wrong tree or let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
Those are both
Good ones.
animal idioms. And to make this even more interactive,
Yeah.
we can do a little quizzing.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I like it.
All right, you ready for a challenge?
Hit me with it.
Okay. So if someone is rambling on and on and on and on,
Okay.
what idiom could you use to politely get them to the point?
Cut to the chase.
Yes.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Okay, and do you remember the one that we mentioned earlier
Okay.
about revealing a secret?
Let the cat out of the bag.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got it. See, with a little practice,
Yeah.
it starts to come to you.
For sure.
So it's like a mental workout
It is.
for our language skills.
It is like exercising your brain.
And you mentioned this earlier, that understanding the origins of these idioms
Mm-hmm.
can also add another layer to the learning process.
It really can. If you know kind of the background
Yeah.
of where the idiom came from,
Yeah.
it can make it a lot more memorable.
Yeah. And it's like uncovering a hidden treasure,
Yeah.
It gives it a whole new level of meaning.
Yeah, for sure. For example,
Okay.
the idiom, the whole 9 yards,
Oh.
a lot of people don't know,
Yeah.
but that most likely came from
Really?
the length of ammunition belts
Wow.
used in World War II fighter planes.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. So
Yeah.
we're learning these colorful expressions,
Right.
but we're also getting a glimpse into history and culture,
Exactly.
which is pretty awesome. I feel like I'm starting to see the world in a whole new way.
That's the power of language. It really can connect us
Yeah, it
to
can.
different times and places.
So are you ready to dive into some more specific examples?
I am.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Okay. Let's start with an idiom that captures that feeling of surprise and disbelief.
Okay.
So imagine you walk into a room
Okay.
and you see something completely unexpected,
Okay.
like maybe a stunning home makeover
Oh, yeah.
on one of those reality TV
So
shows.
they go, I can't believe my eyes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. Now I have one for you.
Okay.
Imagine you're opening a pack of baseball cards,
Okay.
hoping for that rare find,
Okay.
only to realize they're all common cards.
Yeah.
What idiom could you use?
You could say those cards are a dime a dozen.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay. Think about a time when you had to face a challenge head on.
Okay.
Maybe you were really nervous about it.
Like giving a presentation in
Yeah.
front of a ton of people.
That's a good one.
Yeah, stage fright.
Yes. What idiom could we use there?
You could say you had to take the bull by the horns.
Ooh, I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
You're grabbing that bull,
Yeah.
and you're not afraid.
You're facing that fear.
Look, you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been so eager to start something?
Oh, yeah.
Like maybe an exciting new project
For sure.
where you just wanted to dive right in?
Yeah, like you're ready to go.
What idiom?
Like, it's go time.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's go time. That's a good one.
I like that one.
Yeah. I'm feeling a lot more confident using these in conversations now.
That's great. And remember, the more you practice,
Yeah.
the easier it will get.
Okay, here's another one for you. Imagine a student
Okay.
who's struggling in a class,
Okay.
but then suddenly turns things around
Yeah.
and starts acing their assignments.
Oh, wow.
What idiom would you use there?
That sounds like they're turning over a new leaf.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
Like making a positive change,
Exactly.
leaving those old habits behind. Okay, have you ever been in a situation
Oh, yeah.
where you had to choose between two difficult options,
All the time.
where neither one was really ideal?
Like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a tough spot to be in.
Ugh, it is.
You're like, I don't like either of these options.
Yeah.
But I got to pick one. And sometimes we have to admit that we're wrong,
Mm.
or that we've made a mistake.
Yeah.
Do you remember that idiom we talked about earlier
Mm.
about maybe pursuing the wrong course of action?
Are you talking about barking up the wrong tree?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the one. And sometimes you have to swallow your pride
Yeah.
and admit you need help.
Right.
Sure.
Which can be hard.
Yeah, I've definitely had to do that
For sure. We all do.
a few times. Okay, last challenge for now.
Hit me.
Imagine you have a friend
Yeah.
who insists that public transportation in a big city is chaotic,
Okay.
but then they finally experience it for themselves.
Right.
And they're amazed by how efficient and convenient it actually is.
Wow. So seeing is believing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to just see it to believe it.
You do.
Sometimes you got to just experience it for yourself.
For sure. Yeah. It really is amazing how just seeing something for yourself can totally change your perspective.
Yeah, it's like that saying, don't knock it till you try it.
Right.
Have you ever been in a situation
Oh, yeah.
where something happened so quickly
Okay.
that it felt like time just flew by?
All the time.
Yeah.
Like when you're reading a really good book and
Yeah.
you look up and it's like 3 hours later.
Yeah, it's like in the blink of an eye.
Yes. Exactly. Or how fast childhood goes by
Oh, yeah.
when you're an adult.
Yeah, it's like, how did that happen so fast?
It seems to just melt away before you know it.
Yeah. Sometimes life throws us those curveballs.
It does.
And we find ourselves in situations
Right.
that are a little bit chaotic,
Yeah.
unpredictable.
Okay.
Like when a carefully planned project starts to unravel
Okay.
and everything seems to be going off the rails.
Yeah, it's that feeling of losing control.
It is like things are just going crazy.
It's like a train veering off the tracks.
Yeah. And then sometimes, despite our best efforts,
Right.
we have to acknowledge that something is just not working out
Yeah.
and it's time to move on.
Yeah.
So like when an athlete realizes they can't keep competing,
Okay.
maybe because of an injury,
Yeah.
they decide to throw in the towel.
Yeah. Or when you're working on a puzzle
Yeah.
and you're like, I just can't do this.
I give up.
Yeah. I'm giving up.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to know when to call it quits.
For sure.
But then on the flip side, sometimes we need to be firm
Okay.
and assertive about our decisions, even when others disagree.
Yeah.
So like when a parent puts their foot down
Yeah.
about limiting their kid's screen time.
Right. Or like a boss puts their foot down about a deadline.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no, this has to be done by Friday.
Yeah. Have you ever been offered something
Oh, yeah.
that seemed too good to be true?
All the time.
Yeah.
Like when you see those crazy deals online.
Yeah. Or like a job offer that's like amazing perks,
Yeah.
but then the details are kind of vague.
Yeah. And you're like, wait a minute. What's the catch?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah. If it sounds too good to be true,
Yeah.
it probably is. Now let's shift gears a little bit
Okay.
and talk about relationships.
Okay.
Have you ever encountered a couple
Yeah.
who just seem perfectly matched?
Yeah. It's like they were made for each other.
Yeah, like they can read each other's minds
Mm-hmm.
and they finish each other's sentences.
Yeah. They're like two peas in a pod.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen something so extraordinary
Okay.
that it defines your expectations.
Like a performance that was so good.
Yeah.
You were just blown away.
Yeah, or like some kind of like technological innovation
Yeah.
that just changes everything.
It's like, this is next level.
Yes.
Like they took it to the next level.
I like that one. Okay. And sometimes
Yeah.
life forces us to make these difficult choices
Mm-hmm.
between two options that are both kind of less than ideal,
I hate when that happens.
like between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or the lesser of two evils.
Yeah. It's like, ugh, I don't want either of these things.
Right, but you have to pick one,
Yeah.
which is so annoying.
Sometimes we encounter people who are totally new to a situation
Okay.
or an environment,
Yeah.
and they're still kind of trying to find their bearings.
Oh, yeah. They're fresh off the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're still figuring things out.
for sure.
And it's important to be patient
Right.
with them. There are those times
Yeah.
when life throws so much at us
Oh, yeah.
that we just feel overwhelmed,
It happens.
out of sorts.
Yeah, and you just got to tell yourself, hey,
Yeah.
get it together.
Yeah.
Like, get your act straight.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. It's like a reset button,
Yeah.
you know?
Hit the reset button.
Yeah, we got to regroup
Yeah.
and refocus.
Yeah.
Have you ever encountered someone
Oh, yeah.
who refuses to change their mind no matter what?
Yes, they dig in their heels.
Yeah, if they're so set in their ways.
And they will not change.
Yeah, it's like they're not even listening to you.
Yeah, it's like talking to a brick wall.
Yeah, and it's like,
Like they just won't budge.
yeah, okay, well, I respect your opinion,
Right.
but I disagree.
And sometimes you just gotta
Yeah.
leave it at that.
Yeah, agree to disagree.
Exactly.
Have you ever been in a situation
Yeah.
where things just didn't go your way
All the time.
and you had to accept defeat?
Yeah. Like you can't win them all.
Right.
You know? Sometimes you gotta
You do.
just accept defeat and move on.
Have you ever looked back on a past decision and thought, what was I thinking?
All the time. Like, what was I doing?
Yeah, like those moments of hindsight.
Yeah, those facepalm moments.
So you're like,
Like, why did I do that?
why did I do that? That was so dumb.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so cringy.
Yeah, it's cringy.
It's like those memories you try to bury.
Like, just erase those.
Yeah, pretend that never happened.
Have you ever been in a situation that was so awkward
Oh, gosh. Yes.
or embarrassing
Absolutely.
that you just wanted the ground to swallow you up?
Oh, yeah. Like when you trip and fall in
Makes
front of
it
everybody.
less bad.
Or like say the wrong thing
Yeah,
at the wrong time.
But at least it makes for a good story later, right?
Yeah,
So it's all part of life.
it is.
Have you ever discovered something
Okay.
that was so perfectly suited
Hooray.
to your interests or talents
Mm-hmm.
that you felt like it was made just for you?
Like it was right up your alley.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Okay. And sometimes we're asked for our opinions on topics we don't really know a lot about.
That happens.
What do you say?
Take my opinion with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know a whole lot about this.
Yeah, it's like a little disclaimer.
To
Be
be
like,
like,
hey, I'm no expert.
Yeah, don't quote me on this.
Yeah. Have you ever encountered those people
Oh, yeah.
who preach about certain values,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't actually live by them?
Oh, yeah. It's like they talk the talk,
Yes.
but they don't walk the walk.
That drives me crazy.
It's like that fitness guru
Right.
who's promoting healthy eating, but
Yeah.
then gets caught eating fast food.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude.
Okay. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted something,
Okay.
but then you realized you can't have everything?
Yeah, it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you want to indulge in that delicious dessert,
Yeah,
but you also want to maintain that healthy diet,
exactly.
and you can't have both.
You can't.
And sometimes we find ourselves stuck between that rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
You know, having to choose between two evils. It's like, ugh.
It's like, what do I do?
I don't like either of these options.
Right, but you have to choose one.
But I have to pick one.
Yeah.
Okay. And sometimes
Yeah.
life throws us a curveball.
Yeah.
And we got to adjust our plans on the fly
Yeah, you just got to roll with the punches.
Yeah.
You know? Just go with it.
and be adaptable.
Yeah.
So, like that time you planned a picnic
Okay.
in the park,
Yeah.
but it started raining.
Oh, no.
You got to come up with a plan B.
Yeah, you got to find a backup plan.
Yeah. Or like when you're working on a project
Mm-hmm.
and a key team member suddenly becomes unavailable,
Yeah.
you got to adjust.
You got to change your strategy.
And sometimes when we're talking about a topic or an issue,
Okay.
one aspect suddenly becomes the focus of attention.
Like it comes into the spotlight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when a celebrity gets caught in a scandal.
Oh, yeah. Or there's like a major news event
Yeah.
that,
Suddenly
that everybody's talking about.
everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
Have you ever been so engrossed in an activity
Oh, yeah.
that you completely lost track of time?
All the time.
Like when you're reading a really good book or watching like a thrilling movie.
Uh-huh.
And suddenly it's hours later.
It's like, where did the time go?
Just like in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
It's crazy. And our busy schedules
Yeah.
sometimes require us to squeeze things in
Right.
wherever we can.
Yeah. You got to try to work it in.
Yeah.
You know? Somehow.
Like that doctor who manages to fit you in
Yeah.
for an appointment, even though they're booked.
Yeah. Or like a hairdresser.
Yeah.
Who can squeeze you in for a last-minute haircut.
Okay. And sometimes we take on tasks or projects
Okay.
that seem pretty simple at first,
Mm-hmm.
but they turn out to be way more challenging
Yeah. They're harder than they sound.
than we anticipated,
Uh-huh. For sure.
like learning a new language.
Yeah. It's like easier said than done.
Or mastering a musical instrument.
I know.
Sometimes we just got to gather our courage
Yeah.
and face a situation head on,
Okay.
even if it's intimidating or risky.
Right. You got to have the guts
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah, like that entrepreneur who takes a leap of faith
Uh-huh.
and starts their own business.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like you were facing an uphill battle?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like you're just constantly pushing
Yeah, you're like,
against resistance.
this is so hard.
I know. And you're just like, when is it going to get easier?
Yeah, like that athlete
Mm-hmm.
who trains relentlessly to overcome an injury
Right.
and return to competition.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to push through it.
You do.
And sometimes we have to deliver disappointing news
oh, yeah.
to someone who's excited about something.
I hate doing that.
It's like raining on their parade.
Ugh, it's so awful. Like
Yeah.
when you have to tell somebody
Yeah.
that something they were looking forward to is canceled.
Yeah, or like their project proposal wasn't approved.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Sometimes we make decisions impulsively
Mm-hmm.
without thinking through the consequences.
Oh, in the heat of the moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like saying something hurtful during an argument.
Yeah, or like making a purchase
Yeah.
that you regret later. Like,
Yeah.
why did I buy that?
Sometimes we find ourselves in situations
Okay.
that are a little precarious
Mm-hmm.
and that could have negative consequences.
Okay.
So it's like you're on thin ice.
Ooh, you know? Like one wrong move
Yeah.
and it's all over.
You got to be super careful.
Yeah, you got to tread lightly.
Yeah, sometimes we just need to slow down
Right.
and approach things with caution,
Yeah, you got to take it one step at a time.
one step at a time.
Easy does it.
Yeah.
Don't rush things.
Have you ever been in a situation
Hmm.
where something important was overlooked
Oh, yeah.
or forgotten?
Like when something slips through the cracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that email that got buried in your inbox.
Yeah, or like a bill you forgot to pay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It happens.
it does happen.
Sometimes we make initial judgments
Okay.
or assessments
Yeah.
based on limited information.
Right. Like at first glance, you
Mm.
might think one thing,
Yeah.
but then when you learn more, you're like, oh, okay.
You have like judging a book by its cover.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that.
Sometimes you got to take what you hear with a grain of salt,
Yes, absolutely.
especially when it comes from sources that might not be super reliable
Like that juicy gossip you hear that,
Yeah.
probably isn't even true.
or sensational news story
Yeah.
that's like missing some key facts.
Right. You have to think critically
Yeah.
and evaluate the information before.
Yeah. And have you met those people
Oh, yeah.
who are so stubborn that they refuse to budge from their position
Yeah, they just put their foot down
no matter what?
and they're like, this is how it is.
It's like trying to reason with a brick wall.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change your mind, so we're
No.
just going to have to move on.
Sometimes we realize that a particular pursuit
Okay.
is no longer serving us.
Yeah.
And it's time to let it go.
And that's okay.
And it's like,
yeah.
It can be really hard to give up on something,
It can.
especially if you put a lot of time and energy into it.
Yeah, like if you've invested a lot
Yeah.
in something.
But sometimes it's necessary.
It is. Sometimes you just got to
Yeah.
let it go.
Like that athlete who decides to retire
yeah.
from a sport because of injuries.
hmm
Have you ever had one of those moments
Oh, yeah.
where a realization suddenly hits you?
Yeah.
Like a light bulb going off in your head?
Yeah, it's like, aha,
Yeah.
it dawned on me.
It dawned on me.
yeah.
Like when you're working on a problem
hmm
and the solution just comes to you,
Yeah, it just clicks.
yeah, it clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Yeah.
sometimes we encounter those annoying little things that just rub us the wrong way.
I know, like that repetitive noise
Yeah, it's
that you
not-
can't escape.
Like drip.
yeah, or like
drip, drip.
or like when someone's chewing too loudly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the things that make us feel,
Irked.
yes, irked.
Yeah, slightly irritated.
Yeah. Have you ever had to tell someone to calm down
Oh, yeah.
or chill out because they were getting worked up?
Like slow your roll,
You go,
cool your jets.
Yeah.
You know?
like you're overreacting.
Yeah, you need to calm down.
Yeah. And
yeah.
sometimes we're in situations where we need to encourage someone
Okay.
to proceed with caution and care.
Yeah, like take it easy.
Make it easy.
You know?
Easy does it.
Easy does it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're helping someone move a fragile piece of furniture.
Yeah, you're like, be careful.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Easy does it.
This is really delicate.
And sometimes, we just have to accept that.
Okay.
Despite our best efforts.
Things can still fall through the cracks.
Right. Like sometimes things slip through the cracks.
And you're just like, ugh.
And it happens.
Like I tried so hard to keep track of everything.
Oh, no, but it happens.
I mean, sometimes we make these quick decisions
Mm-hmm.
or judgments without having all the information.
Right. You just jump the gun.
Jump the gun.
Yeah.
Like maybe buying something on a whim.
Yeah.
Without comparing prices.
Like you see something.
Yeah.
And you're like, I need that right now.
I got to have it.
I'm buying it.
Sometimes we need to investigate or explore a topic further.
Right.
Before forming an opinion or making a decision.
You got to look into it.
You got to look into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe a job posting that caught your eye.
Okay.
You want to learn more about the company and the role.
Yeah. Do some research.
Yeah. Or maybe a travel destination that you're considering.
Yeah.
You want to look at reviews.
Read those reviews.
Yeah. Sometimes we have to be assertive and set clear boundaries.
Right. You got to lay down the law.
Lay down the law.
Yeah.
Like that parent who sets rules for their kids' screen time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just got to say, no, you're done.
That's it.
Have you ever had one of those moments
Oh, yeah.
where you realized you made a mistake
All the time.
and wished you could take it back?
I wish there was a rewind button for life.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's not.
It's like that time you said something hurtful to
Yeah.
a friend.
Or you made a bad decision.
Or like you tripped and fell in front of a crowd
Oh, the worst.
and you just wanted to disappear.
Yeah, those are those cringy moments.
Yeah, they're bad.
That you just try to forget.
Sometimes you just want to avoid someone or something because it's too awkward or embarrassing.
Yeah, you got to steer clear
Deal
with those situations.
Yeah.
Like, avoid them.
Yeah, steer clear
At all costs.
of that coworker who's always gossiping.
Yes, stay away from that person.
Yeah, or that social event
Mm-hmm.
you're not really into.
Yeah, and you're just like, how do I get out of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going.
And sometimes we find ourselves in situations
Okay.
where we need to be more frugal
Yeah,
and reduce our spending.
you got to cut back.
We got to cut back.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that family who decides to eat out less
right.
and cook at home more
Yeah,
to save money.
exactly.
Yeah. And sometimes we have to accept
Mm-hmm.
that we can't have everything.
Right. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah. You got to make choices
You do.
that prioritize what's important.
And sometimes you got to sacrifice certain things to get what you really want.
And sometimes
Yeah.
you have to deliver disappointing news
Ugh, I hate doing that.
to someone who is really looking forward to something.
You got to rain on their parade.
You got to rain on their parade.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
It's the worst.
Like that time you had to tell your friend that concert was canceled
Oh, yeah.
that they were so excited about.
It's so sad.
And sometimes things just don't go according to plan.
Right.
And we have to accept defeat.
Yeah, you can't win them all.
You can't win them all.
It's okay to lose sometimes.
Sometimes you just got to learn from it.
You do got to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, and come back stronger.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a sudden realization
Oh, yeah.
or an insight
Uh-huh.
that changed your perspective on something?
Like when it dawned on you.
Like, aha.
Yeah. Or like
It all makes sense now.
a light bulb went off.
It's like all the pieces of the puzzle are coming together.
Exactly.
Okay, and sometimes we
Yeah.
encounter those little annoyances
Ugh, yes, those little things.
that can just grate on our nerves.
They make you feel irked.
Yeah.
Like you're just slightly annoyed.
Yeah, like that repetitive noise
Yeah.
that you can't escape.
Like somebody tapping their pen.
Or that coworker behavior that's just inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to tell someone to calm down
Yeah.
or chill out because they were getting worked up?
Like slow your roll.
Slow your roll.
Cool your jets.
Yeah, it's like you're
So you
overreacting.
gotta calm down.
Yeah. Sometimes we're in situations where we need to encourage someone
Okay.
to proceed with caution and care.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Easy does it.
Yeah.
Don't rush things.
Yeah, like when you're helping someone move a fragile piece of furniture.
Right. You don't want them to break it.
Yeah, easy does it.
You gotta be really careful.
And sometimes,
Yeah.
despite our best efforts,
Right.
things can still fall through the cracks.
Yeah. It happens.
You know, like that email that got buried
Oh,
in your inbox.
it happens to the best of us.
Sometimes we make quick decisions
Yeah.
or judgments
Uh-huh.
without having all the information.
Yeah, you just jump the gun.
Jump the gun.
Yeah, and you didn't think it through.
Like buying something on a whim without
Yeah.
comparing prices.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Online shopping is dangerous.
Sometimes we need to investigate or
Yeah.
explore a topic further.
Yeah, you gotta look into things.
We got to look into it
Yeah.
before forming an opinion
Right.
or making a decision.
Yeah, you gotta do your research.
Like that job posting.
Yeah.
I caught your eye.
Mm-hmm.
You want to learn more
Mm-hmm.
about the company,
Yeah.
about the role?
Make sure it's a good fit.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
we have to be assertive
Right.
and set clear boundaries.
You gotta lay down a law.
We got to lay down the law.
Yeah.
Like that parent who sets rules for screen time.
Uh-huh. Gotta do it.
Sometimes you just got to say,
Yeah.
no, you're done.
That's it for today.
Have you ever had those moments
Oh, yeah.
where you realized you made a mistake
All the time.
and wish you could just take it back?
Like if I could just rewind.
Yeah, rewind.
Yeah.
Like that time you said something hurtful to a friend.
Ugh.
It's like,
Yeah.
ugh, I wish I could just
Take it back.
take that back and say it. Sometimes you just want to avoid someone
Oh, yeah.
or something
Right.
because it's too awkward
Yeah, you gotta steer clear
or embarrassing to deal with.
of those situations.
Yeah.
Just avoid them at all costs.
Like that coworker who's always gossiping.
Yes. Stay away from that person.
Sometimes we need to be more frugal,
Right.
reduce our spending,
Gotta cut back.
got to cut back on those expenses.
Yeah, sometimes it's necessary,
Yeah.
if you're trying to save money.
Yeah. And sometimes
Yeah.
you can't have everything.
Right. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways.
Like you want to travel the world,
Yeah.
but you also want to save up
Yeah.
to buy a house.
You're like, you gotta pick one.
Right. Which one is more important?
And sometimes
Yeah.
you gotta deliver disappointing news. I hate doing that. To someone who's really looking forward to something.
Yeah. You got to rain on their parade.
It's like raining on their parade.
It's so awful.
And sometimes,
Things don't go according to plan,
right.
and we have to accept defeat.
Yeah, you can't win them all.
You can't win them all.
Sometimes you just gotta accept it and move on.
Sometimes you got to learn from it
You do.
and come back stronger.
Yeah.
Have you ever had one of those moments
Oh, yeah?
where a realization suddenly hits you,
Yeah.
and it's like, aha,
That dawned on me.
it dawned on me.
Like a light bulb went off.
Like all the pieces of the puzzle are coming together.
Yeah, it just clicked.
It clicks. Sometimes we encounter those little annoyances
Oh, yeah.
that grate on our nerves.
And those little things
Yeah.
that just make you feel irked.
Yeah,
Slightly irritated.
like that repetitive noise you can't escape.
Yeah, or like inconsiderate behavior. Host. And sometimes you just got to stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
You got to stand your ground.
Stand your ground, exactly.
Not back down.
Yeah, be assertive.
Yeah.
Know your worth.
Yeah, like that employee who speaks up against unfair treatment
Right.
at work.
Or that person who's like, you know what?
Yeah.
These are my beliefs, and I'm going to stand up for them.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to give someone a piece of your mind.
Yeah.
Like really let them have it.
You got to let them know
Yeah.
that what they did was not okay.
Like when a friend betrays your trust
Yeah.
and you got to have that hard conversation with them.
Right. Or if a coworker is constantly like undermining you,
Yeah.
you got to put a stop to it.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to make a bold move.
Yeah.
Even if it's risky or uncertain,
Right. You got to take a leap of faith.
take a leap of faith.
Sometimes you just got to trust your gut
Yeah.
and go for it.
Like that entrepreneur who quits their job
Yeah.
to start a business.
Or that person who's like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to move across the country for love.
Yeah. Have you ever felt so overwhelmed
Oh, yeah.
or exhausted
Mm-hmm.
that you just didn't know what to do next?
Like you're at your wit's end.
At my wit's end.
Yeah.
Like I am done.
You're like, I'm mentally and physically drained.
Yeah, like that parent who's juggling everything.
I know.
And they're like, I can't do this anymore.
And that's when you need to like take a break.
You got to take a break.
Take care of yourself.
Well, I think this has been a great deep dive
Yeah, I think so.
into American idioms.
We've covered a lot.
And, it's incredible how these colorful expressions
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
add so much to our language.
They really do. They add a lot of personality.
Yeah. And humor and nuance.
Right. And they reflect
Yeah.
our culture and our history.
Yeah. They give us a glimpse into,
Wow.
how Americans think and express themselves.
And I think as you continue to learn these,
Yeah.
you'll be able to understand Americans better.
For sure.
And you'll be able to communicate better.
And even use them yourself.
Exactly.
So the next time you hear someone say, spill the tea
Yeah.
or hit the road,
Uh,
remember that you now have the tools
yes, you do.
to decipher those quirky sayings.
That's right.
Until next time, keep exploring,
Yes.
keep learning,
Keep learning.
and keep diving deep into the world of words.